And I want to welcome everyone to the Infosys Meet the Employer session. We have our virtual Tech Job Expo tomorrow, hosted by North Carolina Technology Association, or NC Tech for short. We are a statewide organization focused on the technology industry. We have about 600 members across the state. Those are some very typical, what you think of as technology industries, as well as what we call our tech-enabled. So think Krispy Kreme, Hanes Brands, a lot of the banks that have large operations here, MetLife, LabCorp, things like that. So a lot of other companies that have significant IT operations. We're really excited about our Tech Job Expo tomorrow. And very happy to have Infosys for this special session this morning. We will be monitoring the Q&A box. If you do have questions during the session, please put them there, and Deborah and her team will try to respond to those either during the session or at the end. And with that, I will turn it over to Deborah Learman. She is the Vice President, Southeast Region and Raleigh Innovation Hub Head, and she's going to talk about why you should apply to Infosys and why you need to visit their booth tomorrow. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Good morning, everyone. I'm Deborah Learman. I'm Vice President at Infosys. I head up the Southeast region, and I am responsible for our innovation hub right here in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's a pleasure to be here with you this morning and have this opportunity to tell you a little bit more about Infosys. We thought a really great way to share with you who we are and what you can expect from a career at Infosys would be to take this on as a top 10 list. If those of you that remember David Letterman maybe will appreciate the top 10 approach to sharing our story today. And I hope that it is a great way for you to get to know us better. So with that, let me share with you what we think is the top 10 reasons that make Infosys Infosys. Number 10, growth. You know, Infosys began at very humble beginnings, just a handful of founding individuals that with the help and support of a small financial contribution from their wives, were able to start this company some 41 years ago. They took it to great heights over the next 10, 20 years. And that growth has just continued on throughout now over 4 decades of our history. I wanted to share with you this view, what's kind of gone on since the beginning of this millennium, because I think it really tells a pretty significant story about who Infosys is. You know, we really gained a lot of traction in the run-up to Y2K. This is a time when, clients really started to rely upon Infosys to help support them through that transition to the new millennium, the 4-digit year, and getting them through what most companies saw as a very significant, highly risky event as we turned the calendar over that year. But we delivered, and we delivered with such quality and excellence that our customers, really came to trust us and value us and think of us as a company that was known for delivery excellence. And the growth from there has just been incredible. When you think about what's happened in the economy over the last 20 years, there's been some very significant events, downturn events that have affected a lot of companies very negatively during this time. But you'll notice that, Infosys throughout all those, whether it was the financial crisis of 2008 or most recently, some of the traumatic downturns experienced as, the pandemic started, Infosys continued to grow. We are a company that is trusted to help support our clients, whether they are growing or whether they're needing to contract and become more efficient. And through that, we have not only, just survived, but really grown our business to the numbers that you see today. We're nearly a $16 billion company. We operate in 50 countries around the world. We have nearly 300,000 employees. 1,800 or so happy customers. And I think the statistic that is, most important to me on this page anyway is the confidence that we have with our clients, as indicated by the repeat business. 98% of our customers, stay with us. They were customers through the last, contract cycle, and they've chosen to continue to do business with us again and again. These are the numbers that I think really tell a very significant story about who Infosys is and what you can expect from this company. Let's go to number 9, localization. So many of you will recognize Infosys as an Indian-based company, which it is. Over the last several years, we've made significant transformation for ourselves and made investments in localizing our business in the US market, both through the employees that we're hiring and the investments we're making in our physical presence, these landmark locations across the country. Raleigh was actually the second innovation hub that we opened. We initially said we would open 4. We ended up opening 6. We initially said we were going to hire 10,000 workers. We're on our way to hire 25,000 workers. We are investing significantly in the digital growth, the employee base, the physical infrastructure to support US workers and our clients here locally. Why these locations? Well, it's a combination of proximity to our clients, the community and the ecosystem that surrounds us in these locations, the talent pools that are available, the university partnerships. And I think that's pretty good reason why Raleigh was one of the top choices and one of the first locations that we opened here in the US. Let me go to number 8, culture. As I mentioned, this is an Indian-based company. Its heritage, its roots are from India. It brings an exceptional company culture as a result, but it's also a global company. Again, 300,000 employees across the globe. It's very much known for some of those key elements that you would expect from both Indian culture as well as the hybrid and the collaboration you get from so many people coming together. Unity in our diversity, respect, hospitality. These are things that, well, I know when I joined in 2018, I've never felt so warmly welcomed with so many people here to support me and my success as I got started with the company. I think that's probably because, we really live our values. We have what we call Sea Life. The model there on the left side of the page really directs and helps us guide all of our interactions, whether they're with each other or our clients. So we're always focused on client value, leadership by example, integrity and transparency, fairness and excellence. This is the kind of company culture you can expect at Infosys and how we behave every day. Number 7, learning. I have to say, this is maybe the heart and soul of who we are as a company. When you think about it, we don't make anything, right? We sell our skills. Our clients need us to be our best. And at the pace of technology change, you can never stand still. Today's environment demands you are constantly learning. And Infosys started this way. And so this is, part and parcel of what we do. We are dedicated to the education of our employees, not only upon join, but continuously throughout the year. We are all motivated and held accountable in our own development objectives, mine included, in order to achieve a certain degree of learning each and every year. No better way to demonstrate that we are serious about this than some of the investments that we've made towards learning. Upper left-hand side, the educational facilities. Let's take a look at that beautiful campus in Mysore, India. That location, that building, in fact, is an educational facility. It looks like a palace, but it is, in fact, the heart and soul of our educational facility there in Mysore. We can concurrently train 14,000 people, and typically do through multi-week programs at this location. In fact, this is such a large facility. It's one of the largest corporate campuses in the world. In fact, it also makes us one of the largest hotels. When you think about the numbers of people we are continuously training, it really it mimics, or even overachieves what you might see from a typical U.S. university. 14,000 learners is a pretty decent 4-year university class size. And interestingly, it is such a beautiful campus and large campus. We actually have buildings there that, from an aerial view of the campus, spell out Infosys. The buildings spell out Infosys. It is just a sight to behold. I encourage you to look for that. It is pretty incredible. I've been there myself, of course. I had an opportunity to tour, spend some time at a meeting there. But not everyone could make it to India for classes, obviously. And with all of the growth that we've been experiencing in the creation of talent locally, we knew we needed to develop something similar here in the US. And so we've developed a US education center based in Indianapolis. And we're just weeks away from the ribbon cutting on this exciting new property that will deliver world-class education right here in the US. Now, again, we can't always spend the time to be in class and in person, but we need to keep developing ourselves. And that's where the development of our digital learning solution called Lex comes into play. This is a anytime, anywhere learning platform, personalized for your learning journey. Where am I today? Where do I want to go? A curated path that is supported and enabled by fellow learners, my manager, and just a wealth of resources that have been custom developed internally, as well as brought in from external sources as well. This is such a successful learning tool that our clients have taken notice, and we often develop a customized solution for them and their employees as well. And then finally, to wrap up learning, we know that in this fast pace and ever-changing world, we can't necessarily always even count on just ourselves in order to keep abreast of the best and the latest news and what's happening now. So we've partnered with many universities across the country to help bring us the very latest in particularly some of the emerging technologies, and ensuring that we're keeping our employees up to date on those types of skills. So, whether it's Purdue and our relationship regarding cybersecurity, or Cornell or Stanford regarding AI and ML, we have partnered with who we think is the best in order to continuously challenge ourselves and ensure we're on the top of the latest trends. All right, let me take us to number 6. IT is our core business. There's I assume you're here because you're interested in a career IT. Maybe you're already in it, you're considering the switch. Many companies obviously today have robust IT departments. They depend upon IT in order for them to operate efficiently, or maybe even become a market leader based on their digital presence. But when you join Infosys, you're joining a company whose core business is IT, and there's a value in that. This is what we do. This is how we spend our time. We are continuously thinking about how to be the best at IT and making investments and ensuring that we are, enabling our clients to be their digital best, whether that's through digital user experience, through agile and DevOps technologies, through automation, really making efficient operations, or just bringing the best of digital capabilities and a digital face for their customers. This is just constantly what we are thinking about, and ensuring that we have our talent constantly up to speed, reskilled, competent in the latest efficient approaches to deliver our IT services, and tooled with the assets to make that an effective process and ways of working for our clients. So we've got the learning platforms, we've got continuous training available, we've got our own DevOps platform, which enables us to accelerate the speed at which we could deploy any DevOps toolchain solution. We've got our own cloud platform as well, similarly to make available all the various as a service offerings for our clients. So we are invested in IT. And I think if you're looking for a career in IT, you want to look for a company that is making these kind of investments. All right, number 5, we're halfway through. We're a people brand. Again, as I said, that's all we do. It's the skills of our people, and it's the experience of our people, and that matters to us. We put a lot of energy into making this a great place to work, but we love it when others tell us. And so what better way to demonstrate this to you today than to share with you some of the accolades we've received over the past recent years. We actually only just opened our doors in the US. Those facilities that you saw and became institutionalized here locally really in 2018. And so to be recognized and certified as a great place to work in such a short period of time. In fact, we were first certified as a great place to work in 2019. We were again certified this past year, and we hope and expect we will be certified again this year. We've received some incredible accolades from companies like Fortune, best of the big companies to work for. By the way, only ahead of us were Visa and Ferrari. So that actually, from an IT company perspective, put us ahead of the likes of Apple or Google or Microsoft. We were extremely pleased to see that Fortune viewed our company as one of the best companies in the world to work for. We've also won many, many awards regarding diversity from Diversity Inc., from Forbes and others. And we regularly win the Top Employer Award, not just globally, but locally, North America and in the United States. Number 4, employee growth. We've talked about, what a career here kind of looks like in terms of your ability to learn, continuously learn, invest in yourself. Where can that take you, right? Many folks in IT careers, think about, the depth or the breadth of their IT skills where they want to grow to either, can be viewed as the best, the subject matter expert. Maybe your dreams are becoming, some senior technical architect that is looked to for their subject matter expertise on how best to deliver technical solutions in front of clients. Maybe your aspirations are to lead development teams and help bring together groups of people to be better together and deliver more for our clients. All this is possible here. We see people growing every day, whether it's laterally into, deeper into my technology or into an adjacent technology, something that's new. Maybe I'm adding to my technical stack. Maybe I'm growing into a different client industry. Lots of ways to grow laterally, and then lots of ways to grow vertically here in the US as well, and supported by development programs, leadership programs that enable your progression up through the delivery team as you grow your scope and scale of your responsibility on behalf of Infosys employees and our clients. We are always on the move and growing. Number 3, global clients. One of the neat things about working for a services company like Infosys is the opportunity to work on behalf of your clients and to experience their business in a way that, really like no other. Understanding how they operate, developing and maintaining the solutions that run their business, and the chance to see multiple different businesses through your career. This is just a sample set of some of the premier clients that we have across the US and across the various facets of the type of work we are doing. So whether we're doing the application development and maintenance of the IT solutions that run Apple, or whether we are developing the data and analytics that are going to support Truist and their merged operations as they, combined both BB&T and SunTrust coming together. Whether it's the cybersecurity support we're providing for other clients like CenturyLink, or the digital presence and the solutions we provide for T-Mobile. There is so much opportunity to learn how these companies work and what makes them great by being in an IT services company like Infosys, where you get to be the leader, the technology leader that is developing those solutions and creating that digital presence for them. Again, never stay stagnant. Beyond business, number 2. I think this is very important to all of us today. We don't just go to work and, feel satisfied that we've done our part. I think most of us think about and value, what our company does and how I can participate to making our community and our world a better place. And Infosys has a long history of this, of course, starting with all of the work the foundation has done in order to support less privileged sections of society, particularly in India. We have a US foundation arm that similarly is addressing some of the needs of our economy and the future of our digital workers. We are investing in the educators, the teachers across the United States in order to bring them the skills that they need in order to create learning environments for their K through 12 students in their classrooms. So they've got those IT skills, they've got those maker skills, and they can help develop the digital and IT workers of the future. And we're committed to green. Infosys was deemed carbon neutral in 2020, well ahead, of course, of the Paris Accord. And we continue to support this, this journey in every step of the way. And every year we bring more and more to the table in order to do our part. All right, well, this brings us to the drum roll. The number one thing that makes Infosys, well, that's you. Each and every one of us, and we hope each and every one of you, would know and understand the importance of who you are at this company and what you bring. The diversity of your skills and experience, your desire to be the best services professional who wants to continuously grow, develop, and be their best. You can have a career here at Infosys where you will see our localization strategy at work. You will take part of the learning and growth opportunities, the chance to really innovate on behalf of these opportunities to work with so many different clients in so many different industries, and to help us be the number one IT supplier services provider in the globe. So we hope that you will join us on this journey and be the best at Infosys. I think I've left us 5 minutes in order to invite any Q&A. And so I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and we'll open up the floor to see if there are any questions for me today.
Deborah, there is one in the Q&A. Paul has asked, much of what you are saying appears to be geared to new graduates or people who are relatively new in a career. Do you also hire professionals who have 10 to 20 years of experience who are continuing to learn new technologies?
Absolutely. And in fact, you'll see if you go to the job posts and take a look at some of the jobs that we have available there, they're very much geared towards some of those experienced technical leaders. We do hire across the full spectrum. We hire from community colleges, from colleges. We hire workers who show an aptitude for IT but haven't had an opportunity to actually train or skill up in IT as of yet. We will help support career changers, in that way. But this, we're absolutely looking for those technology leaders to help, really lead the whole thing. So you'll, I think, possibly see some of what you're looking for in terms of those experienced leader roles in our job posts online on the virtual booth. By the way, if you don't see exactly what you're looking for there, please do not let that limit you in terms of coming to our booth tomorrow. We will have many, many people staffed that day to meet you and to understand your skills and interests. And we will have more available than what we show on the job board that's available today. So do not limit yourself just based on what you see on that job post. There's many, many other job opportunities that are available right now as well. And as soon as we know you and your interests a little bit better, we'll be able to help make that match for what you're looking for and get you directed to the right team to interview you for that job.
Deborah, I think you already answered this about, do you have any entry-level jobs for new graduates?
We do. And let me tell you a little bit about that, because I think it's actually really exciting. When somebody coming in out of college or even community college joins us, they undergo an intensive training period with us. There is a 12-week learning program, which is, how every one of these folks experiences us when they first join. It's typically a 4 to 5 week entry program where it's some core or foundational IT skills that everybody undergoes, followed by another 8 weeks or so, 8 to 10 weeks or so of an IT stream specific training. So maybe we're going into Java, or maybe we're going into .NET, or maybe we're going into data and analytics. But there'll be that, additional and more in-depth training that is then taken for that, second 2 months, if you will, as part of this development program. And then that stage, then with those skills in hand, you're now ready to start preparing yourself to do client work. That might require more training. In fact, different clients have different technology stacks that they're working with. And in order to prepare you for that, there might be some additional training that we'll take you through in order to ensure that you're ready to hit the ground running in that particular client's environment. So very much so. In fact, just to give you a sense, right here in the Southeast, primarily in North Carolina, we expect to hire 600 graduating students over the course of this year.
So another question about, are any of the positions remote or a hybrid model if we are in other areas of North Carolina?
Yes, great question. So one of the things we're really excited about, of course, in North Carolina is the fact that we've got the Innovation Hub here in Raleigh. But the reality is, you can see from me here today, I'm working from home. And, really most of us still are working from home. I expect that this is going to be a hybrid world. I really don't envision that we're going to go back to a place where Monday to Friday showing up at the same desk is really valuable, for an individual or for the team. It's probably going to be a combination of, times when I need to be productive and I'm working from home, and times when I want to take advantage of the in-person collaboration opportunities. So I think hybrid's the answer. If you're in a remote location in North Carolina and Raleigh sounds like a 2-hour drive, don't worry. First of all, we've got clients in Charlotte and in Greensboro and in Greenville. But more importantly, I think the key is that, we will look, if you've got the skills and can contribute remotely, and, this is not going to be a limiting factor. We're going to be open to working through a scenario where, we find those remote working opportunities for you.
Do you have time for one more?
Sure.
I know we're right at 9:31. We've got one more question about, can you elaborate on some of the benefits offered by Infosys?
Sorry, the HR benefits, in other words?
I think so. It doesn't say. The question is just, can you elaborate on some of the benefits?
I think probably in the interest of time, I'd be best to maybe direct you to some of the online resources that describe that. But it's going to be the typical benefits that you'd see of any very large corporation in terms of time off, sick time, maternity leaves. It's 401ks, et cetera. So it's going to be the very typical package that you would see at a large global company.
Sorry, answering another question in the chat. So I think we are wrapping up. We are at the end of our time with Infosys and with Desiree this morning. Really appreciate her time and sharing really what makes Infosys special. Please make sure you are registered for our virtual tech job expo tomorrow, and make sure that Infosys is one of the first booths that you visit. They have a lot of great positions already posted, and then as Desiree said, they have even more on their website. So Desiree, thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate it and appreciate your membership with NC Tech. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
All right. Bye-bye.